What is embodied healing? So this video is for you if you are thinking about moving forwards to an embodied healing journey, if you are already on one and maybe would like to have some words to put to it, because often it does go beyond words, or if you are a practitioner looking for some texture or some contrast to your own views on this. So first of all, I would like to frame what I'm about to say with two quite important things. So one, an embodied healing journey actually is very unique. So for some, that can be simply real immersion in nature and all the beautiful benefits that we have when we immerse out in nature and we listen to bird song and we're with trees. So for some, that's the journey. I speak through the lens of a somatic therapist, using the various tools that I'm trained in as a practitioner. So I just want to frame that that's the lens that I look through. Two is I'm going to address something called wholeness, which is often kind of referred to on this healing journey of working with trauma and coming into a different, richer form of embodiment, which an embodied journey is. And I want to say that you are already whole. Your wholeness is present regardless of where you are on this journey or even not on this journey. So don't let anybody try and sell to you that you need to do anything to become whole. You already are. And I'll reference that a little bit more. So an embodied healing journey is where we, as I mentioned, look to turn towards trauma that we haven't previously turned towards, that's held in the body, and where we begin to live and really inhabit our bodies in a richer way, where we're using the body as a source of intelligence, a way to live, and bringing the real fullness to that. So let me, if anybody watching this has ever worked with me, they'll know at some point I'm using a flip chart today. I never use a flip chart. Sometimes within the journey, I may say to people that I'm working with, have I shown you the healing wheel? Sometimes I think it's useful just to kind of have a visual maybe for where you're at. So if you've worked with me, then you'll be aware of the healing wheel that I sometimes draw out. So I have my flip chart, which is very rare for me. So this is a normal healing journey. One could say this is life, because one could argue life is one big healing journey. So you may kind of start here. You may start about here, and you kind of want to get down to sort of something that you perceive is a place where you want to get to on your journey. And all the time, this is you, this square represents you. All the time your body wisdom is present, all the time your wholeness is present, all the time you have access to intimacy, and all the time you have some capacity. You know, you're living, breathing, you have some capacity. So you're here and you kind of look down here at something that, you know, you perceive that you may want to achieve, or kind of a place that you want to be on a healer journey. So you go around and you do all the things, or you go around and you live life, and you kind of think, okay, yeah, I've dealt with that one thing maybe that I really wanted to deal with, and then bam, you find yourself looking at the same thing from what feels like the same perspective, but actually you're not. you're kind of one circle in. So you have all this different perspective throughout that journey. What happens in an embodied journey, this is where I have to kind of flip my thing. So an embodied healing journey is much the same in that you may have a point here that you wish to, and we start here and you wish to kind of get to this perceived point, and you go all around and you do all the things, and eventually, yeah, you can end up looking at the same thing, but you do have the perspective of the journey. And what has also happened is because your capacity primarily has increased through the work that we do with the nervous system when we work with and turn towards trauma, what happens is you become more aware of and have a greater intimacy with your own capacity, and you have a greater intimacy with intimacy itself, and you have a greater intimacy with your wholeness, and you absolutely tap into your body wisdom as part of this journey around the wheel. So it's much more spacious than a healing journey that doesn't take account for all this non-linear information and ways that we can be with ourselves and with others through this healing journey. So I hope that has given you some idea of, for one, why I love this work. It's been part of my own journey. Obviously a very big part, and two, just a kind of visual around this spaciousness that we start to encounter the more we and it's infinite, this wheel, in my view, and the spaciousness that we can create from it actually is pretty infinite. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for tuning in.